Right guys, update. Welcome to Racing's Exhaust. It's been a while. Don't know why I've not had camera out, just been busy. Obviously this has had 5 exhaust systems made for it, which I'm going to go through in a minute. They're all done now, so there's none of that showing you how to do it or out like that. But the bike's got keys in it. And I do not know where the start button is. Where's the start button? There. And I've not finished off one of the pipes because all the pipes want to be baffled with the option of the customer making them louder. So I've just made a baffle, I've put a few holes in it. Should keep it nice and quiet. But then I've left one pipe without a baffle in. It wants the baffle welding in, but I thought, might as well just fire it up, compare it. Every one of these videos always say, where's the noise, where's the noise? Oh, sorry, up and down then. Where's the noise, where's the noise? So we're going to have some noise on this one. And it's only going to be noise. If I stand up straight, I'm well out of shot. That was me bent down. But I'll come and get some of these pipes. Might move the camera. So maybe stick it in the exhaust end or something like that. But I'll get a pipe, we'll show you the pipes. I don't know if you can see, you can't see them on floor, they're down here. So what we've got, let's have that there. That there, that's just an high level pipe. It's supposed to be like a copy of an old Triumph pipe. It's just an off-roader pipe, innit? It's supposed to make this look a bit more British, a bit more vintage. So we've got that, we've got 5 of them with an heat shield on. Lambda sends some Boss in there. So I'll finish that off. We put heat shields on them all. Ready to take the Mega. I said to him, do you want me to put silencer in the Mega? Costs a little bit more, it's a bit harder to do. Or I can do a baffle. He said, just do it the way you'd normally do it. So we've gone for a vintage style baffle. So I think it's one of the best ways of doing this. Mainly because, look at that there. It's nice, neat, it's squashed up on end in a little clover leaf style thing. That's still looking at my head, so it'd be better if it's near my head. And then all I've done is drill 5 holes down that side, 5 holes down the other side, left 2 sides of that blank. So if the customer wants a bit more noise out of it, you just drill another 5 holes down there, see how it goes. Drill another 5 holes down there, see how it goes. It'll help the power a bit. This might be underpowered with it on. I don't think it'll make any difference. At 350, it should just run sweet like it is. If you open it up onto full bore, then it might not run as sweet because we're on injectors and we're on lambda sensors and all that stuff. You've got to mess about with that, aren't you? So that's hopefully going to create enough restriction that it'll just be like a normal pipe. The normal pipes have cats in them, don't they? Horrible, horrible. One of the things I should do is go upstairs, get me scales, see how much this weighs as a full exhaust system compared to the old one, and I bet it's like quarter of the weight. It's really, really light. It's like a bit like a race pipe. There's not much difference I would do for a race pipe. You just thin down, it's got this big thick collar on there, I'd get rid of that. Apart from that, there's not much weight saving I can do there. So, plan is, get this on bike, see what it sounds like with baffle in it first, then take it all off, put the system on without the baffle in. See what it sounds like. I also want to add this onto my video, so for me Instagram, Facebook videos, I've been showing a bit of making this, but not much of it, to be honest with you. And I thought it might be nice to end that video off with a bit of sound, but I can't do both at once, so it's probably going to be 2 pipes on off for this video, 2 pipes on off for the next video. Then I'm going to get myself out of here for some tea. Right, let's move you. Let's move you over there. I'll probably pause you, give you a move, and then we'll bolt it all on. I'll be back soon. I noticed I've been looking at that flipping screen again and knocked down the lens. But yeah, I'll be back in a sec. I'll be back. Oh, there we are. Right guys, decided there's not enough room in this bloody workshop. There's a ton of room I've just not cleaned up in a while. So I'm down on these. Down on these, bikes in view, pipe with La Baffle. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. It's got a nice little half ring on this, so it's not too bad to fit. Show you a little half ring. Mainly because the pipe on the Royal Enfield there, the one that's hanging up on my shelf, the original one, it's a big thing. I think it's got silencer welded onto it, so it's all one piece. Heat shields on it, all that kind of stuff. Lambda Boss is one of them. We've got this Lambda Boss up here at the top. You can't get a ring on and off it, so what they've done, I've seen these on a few bikes, you make your ring in 2 halves, and then they overlap each other, then they turn into one complete ring, which makes them just easy to get them on and off. Means no faffing about. So we can get that on there in the port like that. Make sure it's not touching anything. Then we can have the ring afterwards. So makes it easy, doesn't it? It makes it good for like chroming and all that. Chroming and coating, these rings get a bit in the way. Just make sure that's on the right side of that boss. And they're a bit fiddly to get onto pins. Mainly because you've got it in two halves, so you've got to hold everything together. Find out where all is on the other side. Yeah, come on, you fucker. Yeah, well, let's put nice split rings on, nice and easy. I should just drop on there now. I found out that it goes on one way better than it goes on the other way, which it shouldn't do. It should be both exactly the same casting there. Maybe they've just been drilled slightly off centre. That's the way. Right, we're in. We're in as easy as that, so 2 whatever they are, 14s, 13s. I think they're all flipping awkward sizes on this as well. And that might be a case of them using old English machines to make some of it and then just making their own head sizes up. It's obviously not a Japanese bike, is it? So things are all a bit different. Let's see what that is. Yeah, it's a 14. You expect that to be a 13, wouldn't you? On a normal bike, that's a 13, that one is. On this bike, it's a 14. I say, I think the one at the back, I thought it'd be a 15 or something like that. Or an 18, and it's a 17, and there was something else that were weird. The battery connector it weren't a 9 and it weren't a 10, it were some imperial size. So I've got pipe number 2 on there. You won't be able to see that, but I've marked it on with marker pen. I've also letter stamped it on the bottom. I've letter stamped each shield, the pipe, and then the end of the Mega. I don't know if that'll zoom in, but yeah, they're somewhere. It's not in focus, but they're on bottoms. I put number 2 on them all, so that when they get to shop, these are being sold by Urban Rider. I'm making these for. He's had some before of someone else. We'll just say someone else. I don't know how easy that's going to go on there, because I just brazed it. I hope I don't have to do any grinding on that. Basically, I've brazed the end of that baffle on, so that's got a bit of braze on. And then because I've brazed that nut on, that takes up a bit of the room. And I also a bit too close to that panel, so I don't want to scratch it or anything. Because I've had tape on that, and I've took the tape off to make this video look a little bit better. That just went focused all over it, show that then, didn't it? So yeah, I don't know about that one. I'll just waggle that out on a bar, I think. It's just a bit tight. Maybe I should have put it on before fitting it. But from memory, they've all gone on dead easy then. One of these when you just try and make a nice little video and then this stuff happens. It happens every time I get to fit in this. Just think, oh yeah, that'll go on nice and easy. And you're puffing and panting and flipping, everything going down. Now let's move that Mega, move that pipe. I hope it's not a bench job because it's going to make a Bob video in it. But once it gets past the edge of that, frees up a bit because that bit's part of this bit where I've bent it, so it's when you bend it, it stretches the material a little tiny bit, it thins it out on the bend, so once you get to about here, it just like flies on, but the first bit of it where the pipe's still round. I probably don't like it. I nearly tweaked my wrist then. Right guys, I think we're flipping, waggle that open on bar, maybe buff that skin off there, buff a little bit of brass that's been on it, come back man. Well, at least I'm not doing it for me little flipping reel or whatever, because reels are supposed to be short and snappy, aren't they? This would have been too long of a reel already. I'll pause you up. Come back, I'll leave you where you are, but leave you where you are. Let's find a button. I'll be back. Right guys, that was literally 2 seconds of the job. I just did what I said I was going to do. Not even grind it off, just waggled mega round up on bar. Obviously it's gone egg shape, so when you're trying to put it on, it'll click up, click down, click up, click down. Won't go left or right, so let's just put it on bar and waggle it left or right. Makes it more round than oval. Look, got a free, you can't see that, but yeah, got a nice free spinning pipe, which is exactly what you want when you want to fit them, because I need to get that bracket in the right place. Everything else. Biggest problem is it's still going to be tight when customer comes to take it off, because you'll clamp up the clasp bolt, that'll misshapen it again, and it'll be jammed on there. But yeah, we've all been there, haven't we? Yeah, I've been there because I do it as a job. People bring me in and say, but I can't get this pipe apart. You're like, oh, get blowtorch out on it, everything. And sometimes they just won't. You're whacking them with hammers, all sorts of things. Sometimes you just have to cut them off. But it's on now. It's on, it's come off, everything else. So it should do in the future. So we'll do the same again. This time it's going to be a little bit harder because I've got the Mega still on it and I don't want to pull it off. So let's possibly stick a bolt in the back of there so that doesn't waggle onto that toolbox. I don't even think it's a toolbox on this bike. Well, it's not, it's a battery box. And that won't go in there neither because the shock's moved. Right, well, yeah. Well, let's just take that off because it was easy. Let's do this again. Same as all my videos, isn't it? Why does it take so long to make an exhaust pipe and why do they cost so much? Because you don't expect this, do you? And obviously I'm just going to give, might not do this with all 5, well I might have to do it with all 5 pipes now I find out this problem. Definitely have to try all 5 pipes on their Megas, just to make sure that they will go on and off. Oh, tricky. See, what's tricky about this now is free-handed job, innit? Yes, we're in. You get to experience all the excitement, no. It's got to be good, innit, when you fire it up and it'll be hopefully sound like a normal motorbike, and then take it all off and stick that other one on it. Right, we're having a mare again. I've probably sat on a nut again or something. Oh, I can feel it. I am sat on it. I'm sat on it. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be good. This is going to be good. I hope the I'm going to say the juice then, but I hope the petrol's not gone off. Alright. It's been in here a couple of months. This at least. Could have been here since. Could have been here for a few months. November, isn't it, maybe? If you didn't know, I've got a baby on the way. Ashley keeps on saying she's got baby brain. She says it doesn't affect me or whatever. But my head is absolutely mashed at the moment. Yeah, because I'm thinking like, what I'm going to do tonight? I just want to go home and chill out, but at the same time, I think I've got some more painting to do. Sick of painting. I'm not done actually that much of it. That's why I'm sick of it, because I've got flipping loads more to do. That's roughly where that's going to go, so we'll nip that up. Stop that from waggling. Then, oh no, I'm going to pull you a bit closer. I'm going to jack up this, not jack it, but it needs pulling up. So to get this back shocker bolt in. No, yeah, there in that in that bit for that Mega. To get that in there, we need to do a bit of a, first of all, a lift up to get it to go through the shocker. There we go, through shocker. And again, I think, yep. And then there's a metal plate holding this seat on there, and that sinks down as well, so you have to lift that up, and then we're in. And then the biggest awkward thing is, that's took a long time while doing this job, is that the nut goes around the back. The bolt front then, weren't it? The nut's from the back. The nut, you can barely see where that goes. So to put all them pipes on there, I've had to do it without the nut. Because it takes too much effort to take that nut in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And then to do this, you have to kind of like double finger this to get it on. And I'm right in where there. And, oh, we're going to need it, aren't we? Because we're firing it up. We're using wrong fingers. We're using my second fingers and not my first ones. Right, there we go. Using my third fingers. Awkward, absolutely awkward. Just having to do that one finger that on, get it to some point where I can get the spanner down that back. That bad design. That. Normally that'd be a dome dead nut on the outside, wouldn't it? And you could just take that off. Stud would still be there in shock, and you can just whap a mount on it. But obviously they've used it. Joe used it. Used it to fasten this plate on the back and also to fasten the shockers on the front. But yeah, that's getting there. I'll pull the seat in that then. But it's going to need a good clean when it gets back to their shop, because it's just covered in workshop dust. It's not metal dust, it's just workshop. I've had a sheet over it. So that's on. Nice, that's moving by, that, you know, you can see seat moving. But it now needs attaching to the pipe. It's quite a big gap there. Let's see if we can get you out and up or something. Let's see if I can see what you can see. Ah, yeah, it's looking good, eh? Looking good. Let's just leave you there a second, I think. Or drop that pipe down a bit. Just because it's not really moving that down or up. See, it's a bit far away from the bike. That's probably better play. Just a bit far out from the toolbox. I had them like really tight to that toolbox, that battery cover at some point. And the customer said, can you just pull it off that a bit? And I never know how much a bit is. It looked better when it were really close, less chance of it burning your leg. But then obviously, more chance of it wrecking the bike, burning the paint. So you have to find a fine line between the two. I don't know, basically what I've done is 5 pipes that are slightly different. Some of them are a bit too close, some of them are a bit too far away. I think this number 2 is probably a bit too far away. I know one of them fits like a glove, it's perfect. Lambda Boss, I need to tighten the Mega on. There's going to be a little clasp bolt here underneath. I need to tighten that up with 2 10mm spanners. They might be 11s. And we need to screw this Lambda Boss in. I never like doing these because they kind of... I'll tell you what you have to do with them. They twist the wire up, don't they, when you're screwing them in, so you kind of have to untwist. Put an opposite twist on the wire first, so then when you're putting it in, it kind of finishes off straight. That's like going to be 2 turns the wrong way. Yeah, they are really awkward to flip and do. Why do you have to do that first? Why do you have to twist up the wire to get it to go in? It should just be like that. It's in though, it's in. It's got a Muffler Boss on it. Not done many of them, you don't do many of them in the vintage game. Right, just tighten it up, man. Let's get into the sketch and spanners. You keep looking at that. Anybody want to, you can comment with baby advice if you want. While I'm just behind here looking at spanners. Yeah, when is that due? The 27th of February, so this month's going to be a busy month. And I literally don't know what I'm doing with my own self, so that's why there's been a bit of a delay in the in the proceedings. I've got one 11mm spanner there, and I cannot think what that might be. Are they like a 14? Sometimes these class bolts will only spin on one side. That's why I've just come back with one spanner. Because sometimes it won't turn the other one. And you get away with one spanner. I think we are doing. Yeah, we are doing. I think it's probably going to blow it out of this. But that, if you're ever having that problem with it blowing, see out of that small gap there on that, just wants a bit of some people use silicone sealer, but it's like just gasket cement in it, you know, the orange stuff. Just stick, or the red stuff. Just stick some of that in it. Makes it awkward to get it back off. So racers do it to seal, to make sure there's not a blowhole in it anywhere. Yeah, and then they come and say, Ben, can you repack that or whatever? Can you pull that apart and have a look at it? And you just can't get that sealer off, but it definitely does seal it. Right there, no waggle in that. So just what do we think that is? That's, oh, well, look at it, it's the 17, same size as the seat. All that's do. That's one of them, you don't tighten that up, do you? You don't flip and go mental on one of them longer sensors, I don't think. A bit like a spark plug, just nip it. Right guys, it's time, and it's time. So should we try and get your front and back end view? I've got gas bottles there. My bench, I've moved it out of the way, so that's there, so that's all in the way. I don't know if I can get you up. No, possibly going to be too high up there, aren't you? Leave you there, it looks like an open Mega that, doesn't it? Let's see what it sounds like. Right, I'll press some keys, it's all tight. So it looks like an open Mega, but this is the one with the Baffle in it. So it's not been fired up in a while, this, not been fired. I don't know. It's not in gear, is it? Let's see, neutral. And it says it's full of fuel, but it's sloshed a bit, so it can't be full of fuel. And I do not know where the start button is. Where's the start button? There. See that? Well guys, I don't know if you can see what I can see, but sounded nice, didn't it? Sounded nice. Smokes a lot. Don't know what the crack is with that. That could be that cat, couldn't it? Could be cat takes a lot of that out, so like over fuel in it. I don't know if you can hear me. Battery's running low, so let's do a second run. I'm going to pause you, so just take a video of this for the customer. I'll be back. Right guys, next pipe is on. A big, loud, big bore. I've just listened to other videos, so I filmed it for customer on my phone, listened to it back. Didn't even sound that loud. I think it's just because we're in this room, it just echoes out a bit. This one might sound loud. Like I say, it's flashing away that battery, so let's go and press button. Yeah, you're in firing end, aren't you? Right. That's the light on. Oh, that's an indicator. I keep doing that. guys, have a bit of a look at it. Yeah, sweet. Let's press this button. Noisy. Naughty. It's R6 at night, so we'll turn it off, but yeah. Right guys, that's a wrap. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm probably going to fire it up again now. Just a quick one. Do it on my phone, send it customer. Get out of here. Yeah, sounded sweet. Right, that's another video from Racing's in a bit.